Welcome to the 2019 IRONMAN 70.3 Langkawi, the third edition of the 113km distance triathlon since 2017. Langkawi, the jewel of Kedah, presents a wonderful location for an IRONMAN 70.3 event in Southeast Asia. The main island of Langkawi is part of an archipelago of 104 islands. Hi, I'm Adele, and today I will be bringing you through a shortened and race-specific briefing prepared by the race director. More detailed information is available online via the Athlete Information Guide. Please download the AIG for more information. It is also highly recommended that all athletes attend the IRONMAN Athlete Welcome function this Thursday night to obtain the race director's update. This update will include any last-minute information or changes. It's in the best interest for all to attend, so that they are up to date with all the current race information. A complete event schedule is available at the information booth, online, and is posted around the event pre-scene. It's highly recommended that you familiarize yourself with the following key times across the event. These are the key timelines. These include athletes check-in from Wednesday till Friday, 2 p.m. Please do ensure that you have checked in and collected your race kit by then. Practice swim sessions available on Thursday and Friday morning. Race director briefing is crucial for all athletes for any race updates that could affect the race. Please do ensure that you attend the session on Thursday evening from 7 to 7:30 p.m. Compulsory bike check-in will be on Friday from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. Please ensure that you have checked in your bike and gear bags in both T1 and T2. On race day, transition opens from 5:45 a.m. till 6:45 a.m. Please ensure that you're on time. If you are a potential slot winner, please do not forget to come to the 2020 IRONMAN 70.3 World Championships roll-down ceremony at the Meritus Pelangi Beach Resort and Spa beachfront. You must be present when your name is called to claim the slots. This year, IRONMAN 70.3 Langkawi is offering 60 slots and 25 additional women's slots to the 2020 IRONMAN 70.3 Championships in Taupo, New Zealand. For more detailed schedule, please do check the website. The 2019 IRONMAN Sports and Lifestyle Expo at the Masuri International Exhibition Centre, or known as MIEC, is the key race venue that will have the following services. Please do not hesitate to proceed to our information counter if you have any questions. You will receive all the items you require for the race in the athlete kit once checked in. These items are listed here and within the Athlete Information Guide. During check-in, you will also receive your Athlete ID wristband. Your Athlete ID wristband will provide you access into all athlete-only areas. You should wear this as soon as you check in for the duration of the event. You will collect your timing chip when you check in your bike on Friday. The 2019 IRONMAN Malaysia will have two separate transitions. Transition 1 is located at Pantai Kok next to the Dana Langkawi. This is where athletes will start their swim and change over to the bike segment. Transition 2 is located at the Masuri International Exhibition Centre next to the IRONMAN Lifestyle and Sports Expo. This is where athletes will change over from the bike to the run segment. Please do visit our official IRONMAN bike mechanics at the Expo if you have issues with your bike. They are able to support based on the list of services that are being offered. However, for additional services, charges may apply. The practice swim session will be available on Thursday and Friday mornings from 7:30 a.m. till 9:30 a.m. Please ensure that you register upon entering the practice swim sessions and sign out as you head out. Do not enter or leave the practice swim area without registering. The course for the practice swim will be the first 400-meter segment, and you may swim as many laps as you want during the practice swim hours. On Friday, it is compulsory for all athletes to rack their bikes and drop off a blue bike gear bag and helmet in the change tent at T1. Please do not rack your red run gear bag in T1. The bike check-in time will be from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. No bikes will be accepted after 5 p.m. on Friday. You will need to place the blue bike gear bag, including the helmet, onto the back hooks at the allocated position in the change tent. It is optional if athletes choose to leave their bike shoes in the blue bike gear bag or on the bike pedals. Please be aware the blue bike gear bag will not be accessible once transition closes at 5 p.m. on Friday or on race morning until during the race itself. Please take extra care in making sure you have packed appropriately for the race. A guide on what is needed inside the blue bike gear bag can be found in the AIG. Athletes should also be aware that bike covers are not allowed during overnight racking as they create safety issues in the event of high winds. Your belongings will be monitored overnight by event security. Do not forget to collect the timing chip from the timing tent after checking your bike and gear bags at T1. The timing tent is located at the exit of the change tent on Friday. Do not lose your timing chip. A penalty of USD 150 per chip will be imposed for all unreturned chips. Your timing chip is required to be worn when entering transition on race morning. Please set yourself a reminder to put this on your left ankle. Technical officials will be checking for this as you enter transition on race morning. If you do not have a timing chip, Ironman will not be able to provide you with a race time or validate your finish. Remember, no chip means no time record and thus no official result of your race. Once you've checked in your bike and blue bike gear bags at T1, please proceed to Transition 2, T2. You'll be required to drop off your red run gear bag at T2 in MIEC. Please hang your red run gear bag onto the back hooks at your allocated position in T2. Please be reminded of the check-in time for the red run gear bag at T2, which starts from 10 AM till 5 PM on Friday. Please note that T2 in MIEC will not be accessible on race day morning. Please take extra care in making sure that you've packed appropriately for the race. A guide on what is needed inside the red run gear bag can be found in the AIG. Please do attend our transition tours to familiarize yourself with the flow on race day. There are multiple sessions of the transition tours from Wednesday till Friday. There are sessions in English, Japanese and Chinese. Please do refer to the race schedule for all tour timings. Transition 1, T1 is open on Saturday morning from 5:45 AM to 6:45 AM sharp for the pre-race preparations. This is the last opportunity for athletes to come and prepare their bikes for racing. Volunteers, race officials and bike mechanics will be available in transition for your assistance. Under no circumstances is anything to be left at the base of your bike. Technical officials will be checking once transition is cleared for such items. Please remember you do not have access to your blue bike gear bag and your red run gear bag during this time. Unfortunately, no exceptions will be made. Athletes can drop off their bike pumps at the designated bike pump tent inside the transition area. After leaving transition, athletes can drop off their black street gear bags containing any personal items to the marked street gear vehicles located at the exit of transition. Ironman will provide volunteers to assist. However, please note that it is the athlete's responsibility to drop off the correct bags at the correct vehicles during the specified period. These services will close at 6:45 AM sharp. Pre-race warm-up swims can only be conducted next to the swim entry area from 6:45 AM to 6:55 AM. Once you've completed your swim warm-up, make your way to the swim start area further down the beach via the self-seating swim pen areas. Due to the timing mats in place, you are unable to conduct a warm-up swim in front of the swim start area. Age group athletes will be required to self-seat themselves into the 3 time zone pens at the swim start area based on their anticipated time to complete the swim. The swim pen will be released in times as listed. Each age group wave will be using the rolling start swim format. Once the pre-race formalities have completed, the age group athletes will start from 7 AM via a rolling start. This will involve athletes being progressively released in small groups at timed intervals from the start line. This will be repeated until all athletes have crossed the start line and timing mat. Please note, your time does not start until you've crossed the timing mat point at the start line. The start line will be clearly marked on the beach. Your time is adjusted once you've crossed the timing point. You do not need to rush. The swim is a 1.9 km, 1-lap swim course undertaken in a clockwise direction. Athletes will swim in a triangular shaped clockwise course with 4 turns marked by white Ironman buoys. The course will be clearly marked by buoys with flags and white Ironman buoys. Please remember that the red flag buoys will always be on your right shoulder along the swim course. White Ironman buoys are a sign of turning. A big contingent of water safety personnel will be on the water at all times for your safety. Should you need assistance at any time during the swim, please place one up in the air and they will come to your aid. There will also be 8 resting pontoons along each lap of the swim course. Please do swim towards the rest pontoons if you face any difficulties during your swim. In the unfortunate event of a swim evacuation, the water safety team will blow the whistles continuously. Please stop swimming immediately and seek direction from the nearest water safety personnel. Please follow the instructions from event personnel at all times. Please take note of the Ironman swimwear ruling during a non-wetsuit race. It is prohibited for clothing which is covering any part of the arms below the elbow and clothing covering any part of the leg below the knee. Compression wear, including calf socks, are prohibited to be worn during the non-wetsuit swim but may be worn upon the completion of the swim. Any athletes found with illegal equipment will be disqualified immediately by race officials. If you are unsure, please bring along your non-wetsuit clothing to a race official during bike check-in on Friday. Please review the swim course section in the Athlete Information Guide, the AIG, available online. It is the athlete's responsibility to be familiar with this. If you decide to withdraw at any time, you must notify an event official so that we can account for your safety. It is compulsory to return your timing chip to the drop-up club located at the information tents. The time limit for the swim leg is 1 hour and 10 minutes after an athlete's individual start. Athletes cut off during the swim will not be allowed to continue to bike due to safety purposes. The race director also reserves the right to enforce a cutoff at any time. Upon exiting the water after the second lap, athletes will pass the timing chute and run to the showers before entering the T1 transition change tent. Please do not fully remove your swim attire until you're completely inside the change tent. Once you're inside the change tent, find your blue bike gear bag on the back hook which you left during the bike check-in. You will then take your bag and enter the change rooms. There are separate change rooms for male and female athletes. There will be volunteers inside the change rooms to assist you as you require. Please allow the volunteers to help you by communicating clearly and politely. They can assist you with unpacking bags, changing clothes, putting on shoes and socks, application of sunscreen, and repacking bags. Once you've completed the change, it is a must to repack your bags with the discarded swim attire and excess gear and hand to the waiting volunteers before exiting the tent. Athletes will then grab their bikes and push them to the bike mount line. Once the athlete has passed the mount line, you'll be able to get on the bike and commence the bike course. The mount line will be clearly marked. Cycling inside the transition area before the mount line is strictly prohibited and may result in disqualification. The IRONMAN 70.3 Langkawi Relay Team Transition 1 (T1) at the Dana will open from 5:45 am to 6:45 am on Saturday morning for the swimmer and cyclists only. At 6:45 am, all relay team swimmers must exit the transition area and move to the swim start area. Relay team cyclists will remain at the relay team transition changeover tent and wait for their swimmer to finish the swim. Swimmers will exit the water and meet their cyclists at the relay team T1 changeover tent, handing their timing chip to the cyclists. The cyclists must wait until they are in possession of the timing chip before unracking their bike. The timing chip acts as a relay baton. The swimmer must start with the timing chip and the runner must cross the finish line wearing this around their left ankle. Once the swimmer has handed over the timing chip, they must leave the transition area immediately via the relay team entry-exit point. The bike course is a 90 km clockwise 1-lap course. Please do read the bike course section in the Athlete Information Guide for a more detailed course description. There are some changes in the 2019 IRONMAN 70.3 Langkawi bike route. The first change is at the end of the Teluk U Road, where athletes will turn left into Tanjung Ru Road and make a U-turn at about 1.6 kilometers. The second change is from the exit of Kenyum area, where athletes will turn into Padang Matsiat Road towards the airport. During the race, IRONMAN bike mechanics will be circulating on the bike course and will provide basic tools and spare tubes only for the athletes to undertake repairs. Please remember the mechanics are unable to carry out repairs on behalf of the athletes as it's against the rules. Please also remember that only a limited number of spare tubes will be available with the bike mechanics. The bike mechanics will not be providing any spare wheels or tubular tires. It is the athlete's responsibility to bring your own tubes or spare wheels. Due to the distance to be covered, delays should be expected when requesting a bike mechanic. They will endeavour to get to an athlete as soon as possible. However, we apologize for any delays. Please do not move from the original location where the request was made so that it's easier for the mechanic to locate you. Road closures are in place for the duration to minimize traffic flow and to protect competitors. There will be vehicular traffic on course in places. Please exercise vigilance and tolerance if traffic is encountered, particularly at roundabouts and intersections. Normal road rules apply. Police, traffic controllers, and event crew will be on course. Please use caution when ascending and descending the Datai Hill and coming down Langkawi Highway. These areas are very steep sections of the course and require your full concentration. The bike course has 4 aid stations, approximately 15 to 20 kilometers apart from each other. The locations of the aid stations and the products they offer is listed in the AIG. Aid station products will be available in this order with the arrangements similar to a pyramid. The litter zone signage at the start and end of the station will define the legal rubbish and bidden discard zone. Outside of these zones, athletes will be penalized for littering. Aid stations are the only location on the course where discarding is allowed. To access the aid station products, athletes will need to loudly and clearly communicate to volunteers. Please remember, volunteers are there to support you, not to serve you. Please move slowly to the aid stations, and if you need to stop, pull over and off the road, taking care of your surroundings before doing so, both on exiting and re-entering the course. At aid stations, athletes should call out the product they require prior to reaching that product's table. Each table has a different colored cloth that designates the products served. Please take the time to read the bike course regulations on the screen to help you avoid a potential penalty. For more information, see a technical official pre-race or view the detailed IRONMAN race competition rules on our website. The bike course rules and regulations are available online in the Athlete Information Guide, the AIG. It is the athlete's responsibility to be familiar with them. This is a non-drafting event, meaning unless overtaking, 12 meters must be kept between yourself and the bike in front at all times. Please take the time to read and understand the drafting regulations shown. If you do receive a penalty, the officials will show you a blue, yellow or red card, tell you to stop at the next penalty box if applicable, note your athlete number and other information. There is one penalty box on the bike course located near Black Sand Beach along Jalan Teluk U, which will be passed twice, and another penalty box located inside Transition 2 T2 at MIEC Hall. Each penalty box is easily identified by a yellow tent and signage. If you decide to withdraw at any time, you must notify an event official so that we can account for your safety. It is then compulsory to return your timing chip to the dropout clock located at the information tents. The time limit for the bike leg is 5 hours 30 minutes after an athlete's individual start time. Any athlete who has not completed the course by this cutoff time will not be able to continue. Please note that there are additional intermediate cutoff times for this leg of the course listed within the athlete information guide available online. The race director reserves the right to enforce a cutoff time at any time. As you dismount in the bike finish chute into Transition 2, you're responsible for taking your bike to your numbered racking within transition and racking the bike up correctly. Your helmet must remain on and secured until your bike is racked. Failure to do so may result in a penalty or disqualification. You are then to equip yourself for the run leg at your allocated bike rack location, or otherwise you can change in the change stands located in transition. Once athletes have completed their change, they must repack their bags with their discarded bike attire and excess gear and hang the bag at your bike space. Athletes will then progress out onto the run course, immediately running through the T2 aid station located outside transition but within the MIEC hall. Due to the two transition area nature of this event, it is advised that the relay team runners goes directly to Transition 2 T2 at MIEC and wait for their cyclists to meet them after they have finished the bike leg. MIEC will open its doors at 8 AM with the first IRONMAN 70.3 cyclists due to enter T2 at approximately 9:45 AM, so aim to get there with plenty of time. When the cyclist returns, they will rack their bike back in its allocated numbered position and hand the timing chip to the runner. The cyclist must then leave the transition area immediately once they've handed the runner their timing chip via the relay team's entry-exit point. The run course is a clockwise 1.5 lap course. Please do read the run course section in the AIG for a more detailed course description. There will be a finish line holding area for relay team members to wait for your runner at Seabar, Meritus Pelangi Beach Resort and Spa. Only relay team members are allowed to run with their team down the finish line. The run course will be a mixture of hard and soft surfaces. IRONMAN will endeavour to mark all hazards on course with spray paint, traffic cones and hazard tape. Please do keep your eyes open for any such presentations. For athletes running after dusk, glow sticks will be distributed to the athletes at the aid stations. Please ensure that you wear the glow sticks on your wrists or looped around your race belt. Athletes must take particular care at this time of the race. The run course has 8 aid station passes per lap located approximately 2 kilometers apart. The location of the aid stations and products on offer are listed in the AIG. Aid station products will be available in this order with the arrangements similar to a pyramid. The litter zone signs at the start and the end of the aid station define the legal rubbish discard zone. Outside of these zones, athletes will be penalized for littering. Aid stations are the only place on the course that discarding is allowed. To access aid station products or special needs bags, athletes will need to loudly and clearly communicate to volunteers. Please remember, volunteers are there to support you, not to serve you. Please move slowly through the aid stations, and if you need to stop, pull over and off the course, taking care of your surroundings before doing so, both on exiting and re-entering the course. At aid stations, athletes should call out the product they require prior to reaching that product's table. Each table has different colored tablecloths that designate the products served. The run course rules and regulations are available online in the Athlete Information Guide. It is the athlete's responsibility to be familiar with them. If you are shown a yellow or blue card, you may be directed by the race official to perform a stop-start penalty. Any 3 infringements will equal in disqualification. If you receive a red card from an official, you must report to the race referee once you've completed your race. Should you decide to withdraw prior to race day, please inform the information desk at MIEC so that we can account for your safety. Race day withdrawals must be recorded via the dropout clerk at the information tent located inside the MIEC hall or at the finish precinct in the Meritus Pelangi Beach Resort and Spa. It is compulsory for the athlete to return their timing chip at this time. If you fail to return your timing chip, a USD 150 replacement penalty charge applies. The time limit for the combined swim, bike and run total race is 8 hours 30 minutes after an athlete's individual start time. Any athlete who has not completed the course by this cutoff time will not be recognized as an official Ironman 70.3 Langkawi finisher and will be shown in the results as a DNF. Please note that there are additional intermediate cutoff times for this leg of the course listed within the Athlete Information Guide available online. The race director reserves the right to enforce a cutoff time at any time. The support and gear wagons, also known as the SAG wagons, will be roaming across the bike and run courses to collect athletes who are unable to complete the event or unable to finish within the course cutoff time. Collected athletes will be transported back to T2 in MIEC Hall. Should you require a SAG wagon at any time, please wave down an event official who will then contact Ironman for a SAG wagon. Alternatively, inform the volunteers at the nearest aid station. Please note, delays in SAG wagon transportations are to be expected. Please do not move from your reported locations once the SAG wagon has been called. This could affect the ability to locate you. Completing an Ironman 70.3 is a very special experience. Crossing the finish line is the pinnacle. Here's a hot tip. Make yourself photo ready. In accordance to Ironman rules, family and friends, including children, are definitely not permitted in the finish chute or finish area. Please make your loved ones aware of this rule, as you will be disqualified if this rule is not adhered to. This rule is enforced to reduce the risk of an athlete unintentionally harming himself, their loved ones, or other athletes. It's also important to respect other finishers and their experience. Ironman hopes everyone makes the best of their time in the spotlight. Once you've crossed the finish line, you'll be escorted to the secured recovery area. They will present you with a finisher's medal and towel and shall assist you in removing your timing chip. Please do not exit the recovery area with your timing chip still on. If you need medical assistance, please do inform the volunteers to assist you. The recovery area will have warm drinks, fruit, and a mixture of hot and cold food. There will be a massage therapist available for short complimentary massage. Your black street gear bag and your finisher t-shirt will be available for collection inside the recovery area. There is a change tent available inside the recovery area should you require. An array of event staff and volunteers are available within the post-finish area. Please advise if you require assistance at any time. Your safety is extremely important to us. We have engaged a professional and experienced team of medical personnel in case assistance is needed. Ironman has experienced medical personnel positioned at the swim start area, inside the transition, on the bike and run course, as well as a full medical tent and team at the finish line. During the race, please ensure that you look after yourself and your fellow athletes. If in doubt, please ask for help from an event official or a volunteer on course. Please make sure you provide the event staff at check-in with your most up-to-date medical and emergency contact information. The medical team can assist with rehydrating, cooling down, and other basic care. Any athletes requiring further treatment will be transported to the hospital. If you find yourself in this situation, your gear will be cared for until your return. Please approach the information tent upon your return or contact Ironman directly. To help the medical team, please make sure you are taking appropriate care of yourself. If you have an acute illness, please do not start the race. Above all, don't change what you've been doing. Bike and gear bag collection procedure is as follows. On race day, athletes will be allowed to collect their bike, blue bike gear bag and red front gear bags from Transition 2 T2 at MIEC as soon after the final Ironman 70.3 Langkawi athlete has completed the bike leg. Your street gear bag will be available to pick up at the finish line upon completion of your race. Please be reminded that T2 closes at 5:30 p.m. on race day. You have enjoyed or endured months of training to be here on race week. Now it's time to celebrate. The roll-down ceremony offering 60 age group qualifying slots to the 2020 Ironman 70.3 World Championships in Taupo, New Zealand will commence at 6:15 p.m. in Meritus Pelangi Beach Resort and Spa. In addition, Women for Try, a program of the Ironman Foundation, announced that Ironman 70.3 Langkawi will be receiving an additional 25 female slots to the Ironman 70.3 World Championships as well. Qualified athletes need to be present and claim their slots in person. Please make sure you have all the required information, and remember, slots must be paid for at the ceremony. Only credit cards are accepted. Amex cards are not accepted. The 2019 Ironman 70.3 Langkawi requires the support of over 1,200 local volunteers in order to deliver the event. This year, we would like to recognize the outstanding volunteers that provide the extra support to all the athletes. You will be given a green wristband at check-in. This is a volunteer appreciation wristband. Please do pass the wristband to any outstanding volunteers that gave you the best support during your race. This is a symbolic gesture to say thank you to that special one that helped you complete your dream. For without the volunteers, we simply would not be able to run any Ironman events. On behalf of Ironman, congratulations on making it this far. We look forward to seeing you at the finish line.